Our family jury tonight.
An abandoned child finds favor in a woman's heart.
Let me give this baby a future.
Her spouse sees the devil in his eyes.
My wife knows that I'm a man of my word.
He would have to live with it or deal with it. Either way, it's their decision to make.
This is Family Jury.
In the case file?
The divorce case is between Mr. and Mrs. Chukukelu. Mr. Chukukelu is the complainant while Mrs. Chukukelu is the defendant. Filed on the 15th day of June 2010.
Let me have the file. Please.
Barrister Julius, counsel to the defendant, Mrs. Chukwuke.
And I am Barrister Tunde, counsel to the complainant, Mr. Chukwuke.
This is a serious case. Mr. Chukwuke filed a divorce because of adopted child? Mr. Chukwuke.
Yes, my lord.
You applied for a divorce because your wife adopted a child without your approval?
That is right, my lord.
Mr. Chukwuke, do you have anything against child adoption?
No, my lord.
What is the sex of the baby in question?
It's a male child, my lord.
And how old is he?
About half a year old.
Counsel to the defendant.
Please step forward.
Mr. Chukwuke, can you please tell this honorable court more about your family?
I have a wife and 4 children. I'm a businessman and my wife is a teacher.
And how old is your last child?
3 years and 7 months old.
Can you please tell this honorable court why you want to divorce your wife?
My wife adopted a baby boy without my consent.
You mean she never told you?
She told me while I was away from the country and I objected to it. Yet, she proceeded with adoption.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Don't you think the reason is too minute? I mean, it shouldn't lead to a divorce.
It's more than enough reason. She neglected my orders as the man of the house.
Mr. Chukwuke, you sound like you don't have passion for little babies.
I'm not saying I don't have passion for little babies. As a matter of fact, I have passion for my grandmother babies. I visit the orphanage home at least once a month. My wife.
So why do you want to divorce your wife?
Because she adopted a baby.
Because the baby in question is not from an orphanage home. He was dropped on my doorstep, and my wife picked him up. She called and told me about him because then I was away from the country. I specifically told her to take the baby to the police. She agreed. Only for me to come back home and find the baby living in my house.
Mr. Chukwuke, are you saying this is the only reason why you want to divorce your wife? Or are there other reasons you would want this honorable court to know?
I've never quarreled with her before. The baby is the only reason. I specifically told my wife that I don't want another man's blood to grow in my house. Because nobody knows who the father is. It is very, very dangerous because that baby can actually grow up to become a terror to my family.
Don't you think the issue is too small to lead to a divorce?
I don't think so. My wife said she's willing to give up our marriage for that baby. She actually encouraged me for the divorce.
Well, I still insist that the issue is too minute to warrant a divorce. I mean, your wife is just trying to save his soul. You should be proud of her.
I don't think so. I mean, I know you and everybody else may think the same way, but it's not as easy as you think.
So you think the only way out of this is a divorce? Have you thought about it that God might have actually placed that baby at your doorstep for you to give him a future?
And have you ever thought about it that that baby might have been dropped by the devil at my doorstep so that I could destroy my own family?
So then you decide to take a negative step to protect your home. Mr. Chukwuke, I advise you to save your marriage and let that baby stay. Then dissolve your marriage for the baby to go. Think about it. That will be all for now, Yamashi.
Please let me have the defendants.
Mrs. Chukwuke, please come over to the door.
Madam, please keep the baby. Mrs. Chukwuke. Yes, my lord. You saw a baby by your doorstep and you decided to take care of him? Yes, my lord. Your husband asked you to return the baby to the police. And you insisted on keeping the baby. Even if it's going to destroy your marriage.
I didn't say that. I believe God kept that baby on my doorstep for me to take care of him.
I'm not going to disclose that child. And don't let him know. Mrs. Chukwuke, are you here to accept the divorce or you are here to contest it?
I'm here to contest it.
This is Family Jury. Children are the leaders of tomorrow. Don't kill the future of our youths. Broken homes can cause broken future. Avoid divorce. Brought to you by Family Jury.
Madam, your husband asked you to hand the baby over to the police for security reasons, yet you insisted on keeping the baby. Why?
I don't have the heart to hand over this baby to the police. This baby needs help, and I am willing to give it to him.
At the detriment of your marriage?
My husband is very happy. For God's sake, what is wrong with stretching for a helping hand to an abandoned child?
Do you remember that that baby was dropped at your doorstep?
Yes. And I also think that the person that dropped that baby on my doorstep knows that I can take care of the baby.
Did it occur to you that that person may come back in many years and make trouble with you?
My interest is to save life. I don't want trouble. And nobody's going to give me trouble because I took the normal steps of adoption. This is unimaginable. Your husband filed a divorce against me because I chose to save a life.
Not just because you chose to save a life, but because you chose to risk his family.
How?
By bringing in a strange blood into his home. Have you thought of it? That the father of this baby could be an armed robber?
And have you also imagined the father of this child being an ordinary man who couldn't just own up for some responsibility?
From the way you speak, it is clear you're not ready to give up the baby.
This baby has become part of me. And the only thing that can separate us is death. Somebody abandoned him at my doorstep for me to take care of him. And I am not going to abandon him the second time.
That means you're willing to give up your marriage for the baby?
Nothing is going to happen to my marriage because I am doing the right thing. And I'm going to do it over and over again. Barrister, can you predict what this child can be tomorrow?
Only God knows. But I know that any child born on the streets has a high tendency of being a criminal.
Really? I think that is only if that child is left on the streets.
So, I think that should be okay for now.
Mr. and Mrs. Shukoka, when I saw your case file, I felt so disappointed. But I will still give you people, Mr. another chance to that reconciliation room. To go and talk things over and stop this drama.
Mr. and Mrs. Chikukello, this way.
Just try and honey, can you see these inscriptions on the wall? Marriage is made in heaven. Don't break up. But please make up. Remember the vow. Till death do us part. You don't need divorce. What you need is reconciliation. Do not jeopardize the futures of our leaders of tomorrow. Don't break up. Does these words make sense to you?
Look, those inscriptions on that wall is meant for you. If you have remembered the vow, right, you won't have let that baby come in between us.
That baby has done nothing to us. The reason for your divorce is far beyond this baby. Have you given it a thought? Mr. Chikukello filed a divorce against his wife because she chose to save her life. Where have you left your conscience? What is it going to cost you to allow me to give this baby a future?
Look, there's nothing wrong in giving a helping hand. But you must look at the danger involved before even offering the helping hand.
I don't see any danger helping this baby. This baby needs us.
But we don't need the baby.
And why? Why have you become so shallow-minded? Why? Think about tomorrow. Think about the society. Think about the harm that this child will cause to the society if we allow him to be on the streets. 99% of miscreants we have in the streets, they are all abandoned babies. This baby needs us, please.
Look, handing the baby over to the police doesn't make him abandoned. The police will carry the baby and give him to one orphanage. And from there, maybe someone else will pick him up. Look, I don't even mind giving my own money for his upkeep. I just don't want the baby to live in my house.
Did I hear you say someone else will accept it?
Yes.
So you even believe that abandoned children are adopted?
For those who need them.
Honey, I know. We don't need this child. But this child needs us. And I believe that's why God dropped him on our doorstep for me to get to him.
Sweetie, you know how hard it is for me to reverse my decision once I've made them. You bluntly told me to my face that you are willing to give up our marriage for that baby. I told you to choose between me and that baby. You said you are choosing the baby.
Oh my God. Okay, listen. I said all those things out of annoyance. Okay? Honey, you refuse to understand me, and oh my God, this baby need our help, please. Let's give it to him. And the idea of divorce, it should have been mentioned in the mouth of couple when they quarrel. I know. It's not as if I don't know. I know we don't need this baby. But this baby needs us. Please think about it, I beg of you. This baby needs us. We need to be together to give our children a bright future. I know we don't need this baby. This baby needs us. Please let me think about it. Please. Oh.
This is Family Jury.
Mrs. Shukogan, please come with that baby. Baby here and go home, so that someone who is led by the Spirit will come and carry this baby home. Why? Because this baby needs help. This is a divorce court, but I often say that divorce is not a solution to family problem. Marriage is patience. Marriage is endurance and understanding. Marriage is like a journey to the road in which you run into traffic, hold up, and potholes. And all these things is just for a while. And you all can agree with me that that's what makes journey a journey. Please, Mrs. Shukogan, let me hear you out. Let me first apologize to my husband for my ignorance. I signed the adoption papers without your approval. It was an act of negligence. I thought you were going to forgive me after some explanation. All those things I said while we were quarreling was out of anger. Please forgive me. You are the man of the house, and whatever you say goes. No objection. You don't want the baby to stay? I will willingly hand the baby over to the police and ourselves. But I wish you can grant me this one request. Let me give this baby a future. We have all the resources. Please. I beg of you. You have your wife, but I want you to tell me your decision, because your decision will determine my final judgment, because you are the complainant.
My wife knows that I'm a man of my word, and it's quite unfortunate, because she knows how to make me reverse my decision when necessary. I'm not going to divorce my wife because I love my wife. Baby, I'm so sorry for bringing you through this. And as for that child, I'm going to give my wife some money to go shopping for him because that is my new bouncing baby boy.
Country will behave like Mrs. Shubuken. If every mother in this country can convince their husband to adopt at least one child, crime rate will reduce to 0% in this country. Let me as well thank Mr. Shubuken for his heart of forgiveness and acceptance. I arise.
This is Family Jury.
Emmanuel Frederick Production. Marriage is God's arrangement. Protect it. Do not destroy it.